Hi beautiful black women, my name is Abby. In this video, we're talking about the lie that black men date white women out of love when all their actions say otherwise. Some people, especially black men, have been commenting on my recent video, White Women Are Black Men's Revenge on White Men, asking me why can't it just be love, or I think black men and white women just love each other. So let's talk about it. Let's break this illusion down and confront why I think it's not love. I think it's projection, retaliation, and deep-seated anti-blackness. Because if it were really about love, we wouldn't keep seeing the same patterns over and over again. We wouldn't see this obsession with black women every time a black man is in an interracial relationship. Love doesn't look like this. Vengeance does. Love doesn't need a scapegoat. If a black man is genuinely in love with a woman of another race, then why is a black woman always somewhere in the conversation? Let's think about it. When white men marry Asian women, you don't see them constantly bringing up white women. When Latino men date white women, they're not dragging Latinas on podcasts or in comment sections. But when black men date non-black women, especially white women, 9 times out of 10, they can't just quietly be in love. They have to bring black women into it. They have to compare, they have to bash, they have to declare that this is why they left. That's not love, it is performance, it's a deflection. A need to prove something to the group they resent the most, which is black women. You cannot convince me that love is what drives someone to constantly pit one group of women against another. Love doesn't need a villain. Love does not demand that you insult your own mother, sisters, aunties, and ancestors in order to justify your choice. It is not love, it is strategy. It's ego. It's unresolved trauma dressed up as preference. If they were really in love, black women wouldn't constantly be the punchline. So many black men in these relationships love to say we're just happy or let us be, but their mouths never stop running about the very women they claim to have moved on from. If you're happy, why would black women still be the topic? Why is your white girlfriend or wife never enough to distract you from your need to mention black women in every conversation? This is why a lot of us don't believe you, because when love is real, peace follows. But when it's about validation or revenge, the bitterness always lingers. These men want applause for escaping blackness. They want to use white women as proof of elevation, not proof of love. Because if it were love, your entire identity wouldn't be wrapped up in making sure black women know that you upgraded. There is nothing loving about using one woman to spite another. There is no love in humiliation. This is what I said in my last video, and I'll say it again. White women are the weapon black men use to attack both black women and white men at the same time. White women are the tool that helps them feel like they've beaten white men at their own game, like they've taken back power. And the way they feel validated in this is by showing off, rubbing it in black women's faces, and trying to convince everyone, especially themselves, that they've arrived, that they've won, that they finally got something white men had. It's not about love, it's about access, status, ego, power, and most of all, vengeance. When they post interracial wedding photos with captions like, "They said I'd never make it," or "Black women said I wasn't good enough," that's not love speaking. That's decades of resentment speaking. That's someone who's still obsessed with the women they claim to have left behind. There is an obsession with hurting black women. Let's be honest, black women are the constant target of black men's emotional dysfunction. When we say no, we're bitter. When we raise our kids alone, we're the problem. When we level up, we're too masculine. When we want peace, we're accused of giving up on the race. And when we're quiet and unbothered, they still find a way to center us in their dysfunction. There's no love that could possibly coexist with the amount of hatred they spew. These are not healed men. These are not men making genuine love-based decisions. These are men trying to wound the very women they failed, the very women they disappointed. Black men constantly use white women not because they're in love with them, but because they're still in battle with black women. And white women, I think most of them know it. They see the way that they're fetishized, praised, and put on pedestals, not because of who they are, but because of who they're not. They see the access, the envy, the special treatment, and many of them play right into it. Real love doesn't need a microphone, a podcast, or a comparison. If you're in love, you should go be in love. Go love in peace. But don't ask us to believe it's genuine when your love requires a podcast, a YouTube rant, or a list of why black women aren't it, and a whole rebranding of your self-worth around whiteness. Love is private. Love is internal. Love doesn't need a lecture on why someone else isn't lovable. These black men are not in love, they're in opposition. That's why the relationships look the way they do. Empty, strategic, loud, defensive, one-sided. Built not on compatibility, but on optics and ego. They want to be seen, not understood. They want to be envied, not emotionally fulfilled. And that's why so many of these relationships, no matter how Instagram perfect they appear to be, they carry an underlying bitterness, because that bitterness is the foundation. I hope black women can stop internalizing their preference as personal failures. These men are not well, they're not healed, and they're not choosing from a place of peace or joy. They're choosing from the same place they always have, which is pain. White women aren't being chosen because they're more lovable. They're being used because these men are more hateful, especially towards you, black women. So today, I'm not ending this video with a feel-good message telling black women that we're lovable, worthy, or beautiful. Not today, because honestly, I think you already know that. And the fact that us black women keep getting degraded, erased, and used as a stepping stone in someone else's struggle proves that it was never about our worth. It was about black men's weakness. This isn't about reminding black women who you are. It's about reminding black men what they're not and what they'll never be, as long as their identity relies on stepping on us to feel powerful. The truth is, these black men don't want love, they want leverage. They don't want connection, they want control. And the minute you stop letting them use you emotionally, physically, or symbolically, they fall apart. So again, most of these black men don't love white women. If they did, they wouldn't need to keep bringing up black women every second of the day. They wouldn't need to compare, degrade, or try to prove something. Real love does not need an enemy. Real love doesn't require constant commentary on the one group of people you claim to have left behind. What they feel is not love, it's escape, it's performance, it's ego. It's the illusion of winning after a lifetime of feeling powerless. And white women just happen to be the closest thing to a trophy they think that they can afford. They don't love white women. They just hate black women more. And that's not love at all. It's resentment. It's self-hate. To all the black women watching this, I hope you like this video. And I love you so much. Bye.